All right, hello and welcome back to the East Coast Experience. I got my brother, Tony.
Yo,
Thank you for being here,
what's
bro.
up, guys? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. First of all, bro, I just want to say thank you so much for doing this.
My pleasure, bro.
We just went out for a coffee, and I saw Tony's notifications on his phone, and man, you're a busy boy, bro.
I try my best, bro. Like, it's hard to deal with a lot of messages, but it's even a privilege. Because I remember my inbox was empty, and right now, bro, it's just, it makes you feel good. People reaching out to you.
For sure.
I really push them, even if you're not my student, even if I never met you in life, we're here to help.
Yeah.
And I think I was born based on this, because I started my free mentoring during the COVID. And
when you say that, you say free mentoring, so anybody, yeah, right,
anybody around the world.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, was the moment I came out with a free webinar, because I was locked.
I watched it, bro. I watched it.
Thank you. I was home and I was locked, so I just took all the lights and the mic and the camera, and I was like, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
And there was a period with a bad economy, so I was like, let me just do it. And the free mentoring, bro, I had a huge feedback, which is still going on. And I still remember people from Iran, Brazil, everywhere in the world. So I'm still connected to them.
Bro, that's so crazy, because you have so much going on within your own business, where you're actually taking the time to do something that is completely free.
Yeah.
Doesn't pay you at all.
No,
and
it pays me.
And when I tell you guys, like, literally like 60 WhatsApp messages, like, that's no word of a lie. That's crazy, bro.
That's like my good morning. Yeah, sometimes when I look at my phone, I'm like, yo. But I give everything else that can be done from my team, they do it. Yes. But this is so strictly personal. So this is the way I deal with my personal business, where you only can be Tony to answer to some kind of things. I can be having an assistant and telling like, hey, you gotta be empathic, you gotta be so sweet, you gotta be like looking after everyone that texts you. So I want to be that one. I want to be myself and keep it personal.
Yeah. Do you think if you could clone yourself that you would?
Sorry, again.
So like have two Tonys?
Bro, that's what I say every day. I would be like, yo, I need a clone right here.
100%. I think the world needs that. The world needs two Tonys, bro. Bro, let's go all the way back, because I'm curious to know as well. You know, when you even before you started SMP, because you know, I think for a lot of people watching, you know, you see Tony now, because and it looks. I'll be honest, bro. Before meeting you, it looks like you do it easily, but it's always the same thing with someone who's achieved something great, is that it is a lot of hard work. And I think for me, I said to you when we were having coffee before, is that to see you do a treatment and then still be wanting that treatment to be better and beating yourself up, like, I know I could have done better. And like, bro, it's like, I get goosebumps.
I got them too.
I just think that's me every day. And this guy is to the point where he's at, but he still wants to go further and still wants to push. But what I want to do is go all the way back to say, like, to before SMP. So you've been doing it for 8 years?
Beginning of 2014. So on January there will be 9 years.
9 years.
And right now, if you see me, that's just the peak of the iceberg.
Yeah.
There's so much work behind. There's so much stress and sometimes tears, bro.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure. I can only imagine.
Even before starting SMP, I used to do like so many underpaid jobs.
Yeah.
Where I swear to the universe, I was always the laziest one.
Yeah.
And I look back and I'm like, yeah, because I didn't like what I was doing.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy that you get labeled lazy? And there's a good saying, it's like, if you judge a fish on how he can walk.
That's it. That's it. I love that saying, bro.
Yeah, bro. I think it's fantastic. And so let's go all the way. So like, how old were you when you joined the workforce? Like when your very first job?
Bro, I started to work when I was 14, 15.
Yeah.
And I was still going to school.
Oh, so you got in between?
Yeah, I had to make my little money, to provide myself life.
What were you doing, man?
Bro, any little errands when you were like so kid. Then I was like a waiter. I did like driving. I was driving trucks at night. I was
driving trucks at 15.
No. That was back in London. Like I'm just put out a list of all the jobs which I still remember. I was working in clothes shop. I was working as a cooking croissant 6 a.m. in the morning for the bakery, which I was like just getting burns all over my arms, but you have to put that tray into and I was like, yo, why am I even here?
Why the fuck am I doing this? Yeah.
Bro, I used to hate work. I tried to book myself a university, but bro, university is something that even you have to just study and then someone provides a nice life for you for those years, or I would end up like studying, working, not being social, and that was nothing for me, bro. And then I came to the point when I realized, I believed people suit and tie were the rich ones. But bro, right now I truly believe they work for people in pajamas.
Yeah.
And I want to stay comfy. I want to wear that pajama sooner or later. Dedicate a lot of time on my family, maybe have kids and spend time with them, because right now I don't really have time. I just go back at night at home.
Yeah. So can I ask, when you're in that moment and you're working these jobs, so you're driving a truck, you're cooking croissants, how did you feel? Like, did you feel like lost almost?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every day.
That's so crazy, man. I know the feeling, and it's like you don't feel like, I don't know, it's like you feel lazy, you feel like it's not going to happen for you. And so when did it happen? So when did that, how did you even start? Where did you go? How did SMP start for you, bro?
It started like, that's funny. I was working in a club at nighttime.
Okay. What were you doing at the club?
Sweeper. So basically I was just working around with a blue roll, and if you were like spilling your drinks, I was just like going to the floor and dry it. But it was like a super, super posh club. Like bottles, 125,000. Wow. Yeah, that was Armand de Brignac, 12 liters, champagne, ace of spades. Wow. And I saw a guy purchasing 2 in 2 hours and then leave. I saw so many jet set, princes, and everything, bro. I was making so much money in tips, but I was like not happy. I was having a nightlife. Nightlife it's full of bad things.
Yeah,
so it can turn out really bad. So I was scrolling my Facebook because I was losing my hair. I'm the only one in my family that I was losing my hair, and
so hold on. So you're there, you work in the nightclubs, you're not really enjoying it, and then you start losing your hair.
Yeah,
bro, my man.
I was born with a receding hairline. I used to have.
So when did that start? How old were you when that started?
Bro, I think I've never been happy about my hairline since I am 18. Because till you're 18, they're there. You're receding, but they're there. I was playing Metallica with the guitar, long hair, thick hair, but the hairline was that. Then, bro, it started to get thinner and thinner. And the last punch, like inside, like myself was like, I lost my best friend in Naples, and that was like the worst moment of my life. And I just decided to move to London because I didn't want to see nothing from Naples no more. But my hair went from being receding to being thin, and you could have seen the scalp. And I was 22. I was 22, and sorry for the vibration.
No, that's so good, bro.
And just put it here. Carpet makes it silent.
So for the guys watching, that's work. That's work. This guy's phone has gone up like 20 times.
I was looking for fixing my hair. Yeah. I went to a consultation for hair transplants even back in Italy when I was 19, but thankfully I didn't have no money because it was still the FUT time. Okay. So right now I would just be having a smile
On
at the back of my
head.
yeah. I
You'll
know.
smile at the front.
Thank you, bro. I much prefer this one. Not saying anything against the hair transplant industry. I just didn't see that many great results, so I'm happy I didn't get it. And I was scrolling Facebook and I saw an ad. I was like, wait a second.
So you got a Facebook ad?
Yeah, and I was like, I was like back in London, and I was like, what's that? Bro, it took me just a week to book my consultation, but because they gave me the consultation in a week time, otherwise I would have gone in the same day. You know, we all had...
Are you in London at this point?
Yeah, and it was 2013, October, November. Because I remember... And because they're like main parts of my like life-changing moments. And bro, you know, we all have like hard consultations where it's long and you need to explain everything. I just went there and I was like, hey, you had it done? Yes. He had it done? Yes. I was like, yo, I want mine now. So
you're pointing at the other SMP artists that are there, and you're looking at their heads. And what did their heads look like? Did it look
just grey, shallow? But it was something for me.
It was good. Would you say it looked good?
It looked good. Nothing compared to what's the industry right now. There was no broken hairlines. There was no details. It was just a shade. But bro, I was so bold that, you know, that I didn't really wanted to spend one more day like that. That's funny because when I have my session done, bro, I didn't even want to look to the mirror. I went to the toilet because I had to do a number one and there was a mirror there. So I just didn't switch on the light. And I was like, I don't want to see because that's my last chance. I don't want to end up with something that I look and I'm like, yo, that's even worse. But when I checked it, because you gotta check after when the session is finished. Yo, it was so red. You couldn't even see the ink, but bro, I saw the shape. And I was like, yo, I am not receding no more. And he was like, yo, you can wear a hat. I was like, I don't care about hat. I want to go in the tube like this. I want to get my underground like this. I was like showing off my redness. Right now it would be weird, but bro, I was swearing all over. I was happy. I was floating and I wasn't walking. Wow. And that was the moment that changed my life. And during the sessions, I did my first 2 sessions with the practitioners right there. It was a Polish practitioner that was working there.
A Polish what, sorry?
Polish practitioner, was from Poland.
Oh, it's from Poland.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had the 3rd session. And he was quite new. After he told me when we were...
he's a different guy that started your session? So
And I believe he admitted that he was afraid that it was like batching me. That's why I had the 3rd session with the actual owner, which was the first one starting.
Right.
And bro, I was horrible in terms that, hey, I want this dot here. I want this dot there.
So you as a client,
but not in a bad way, you know, bro. The way I behave, but I was like, one here, one there, one here. And the guy was like, yo, you know what? You have good eyes. I need to grow as a company. I need to be in the office more. I need practitioner. You could be nice. And I was like, just try me. And I went from working in a club at night and getting like 3,000-4,000. Doing 2 months the morning at the clinic, just watching and questioning.
So you had this conversation with the guy who did your treatment, and then you came in and just started watching. Awesome. Can I ask quickly? Is that guy who did your treatment? Is he's still around? He's still doing SMP?
I don't see them a lot around. I wasn't allowed to have an Instagram.
We'll get to that. So, keep going. So you're at the nightclub. So when you're working at the nightclub, are you doing night shift to like
night shift? Only night shift. That was one of the best experience I had work-wise because it was just 2 hours really tough work. But then we were friends. We were supporting each other, even the managers. And it was super funny. I still remember it as it was like Vietnam, but like work. But bro, I was making money. I was working 3 nights a week, so it was just 3/4. But bro, I was so good with being in the morning time there to learn.
Okay, and so you would finish at night.
Yeah, morning.
So how many hours sleep are you getting at this point?
No, it's no sleep. Like 1 hour and a half sleep for
and then you go into the
1
studio.
month and a half.
So just so we're clear, Tony's waking up, an hour sleep, and then he's going into an SMP studio to watch somebody work. Because there's there'll probably be a lot of beginner artists that are watching this, and you know, everybody has struggle.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to reiterate in this podcast over and over again throughout as Tony tells his story, is that it's tough.
It's tough.
When you start, and everyone's struggle is different. But correct me if I'm wrong, but you can't not have that struggle.
You need that struggle, bro.
There's no skipping it. Whether it's, you know, a few weeks where you don't have work, or whether it's you're struggling to get clientele, or you can't get the treatment right, or you have a tough client, and whatever it is, these things I realize is that I can't get rid of those, and you've got to where you are. And yeah, just hearing that, bro, it's awesome. I think a lot of people will take a lot from that.
It shapes you, bro.
Like an hour's sleep. Like, man, if I don't get my 8 hours,
I know I want to kill somebody, but I had to. I felt
not nice to be around.
My eyes were itchy, like sand inside my eyes. I was like waking up and I'm like, oh, yo, I want to die today. Like some days I didn't even want to leave my bed. But bro, you know what? I'm thankful to that efforts, because my biggest advice is, I was listening to the radio and I heard a really good quote. It's like, never give up on a bad day.
Yeah.
If you want to quit, you quit on a good day, when you're proud of yourself.
Yeah.
So,
because I think you're in a better frame of mind to make a decision at that point.
Yeah.
I think if you're you know, and I can't stress that enough. It's the bad days they're the most important ones. They're the best, bro. But yeah, so you're there.
I started.
You're watching, and then what happened after
I'll
that?
tell you everything. So I started. It was a month and a half watching, and then I had my first client. It was a Saturday night.
Did you practice and stuff like that? Obviously.
Bananas.
That's it.
Bananas. Yes. And then I had to bring a friend.
Yeah.
To let's say my exam. It wasn't an exam, but it was like, let's see if you're ready.
Right.
It took me 6 hours for the first session. It was in Norwood 7. And then I did it. He was working at the club with me.
Wait,
Massimo.
7, bro. It's a whole head.
Bro,
First client.
First client.
Yeah.
It was a friend. He was working with me as a sweeper, so we were like bonded. But I was so focused, bro. So much. I still remember where it was the room. I still remember the tray. I still remember everything. And I did this second session. And bro, can you believe he never, ever needed a third session? Right now, he's still good. That I am shocked. That's my first client, bro.
Right.
Sometimes I contact him. I'm like, yo, you still okay? You need a touch up.
Yeah.
Bro, I was like so focused on I could have seen the potential of this, okay? Yeah. And I could see myself from sweeping the floor to being a professional something.
Yeah.
Someone. Changing life as it was for me, bro.
Yeah.
It was so for me. I stopped
looking.
So
you found like you got that feeling that, so after you did his treatment, you got that sense of like it felt good for you to give him that hairline back, right?
More confidence. I got more confidence.
And also, I'm just going to go back to this, is that you did a Norwood 7 in 2 sessions.
Yeah, bro.
On your first ever head.
Yeah, bro.
So when you're doing this, is your SMP trainer, is he there watching, you know, critiquing? Is he, how did that work?
I was alone in a room. And
then my brother, that's me too. Me too, bro.
The week later, I had my first client. It was a Saturday, 6 p.m. and I had to go work at 9 p.m. in the club. The club was like 2 minutes by walk. We were in Oxford Circus, and I was working in Harley Street number 1, which is the most famous street about plastic surgeries and beauty in London. Yeah. I remember I had my session. It was an Indian guy, so it was an easy skin. I did it. Bro, I still remember the dots. It was good. But I believe I wasn't confident in myself. So he asked to finish his job with someone else. And I still think about that.
Yeah. So the fact that you didn't hold yourself confident that he questioned it, but it was good work.
It was good work,
right?
but
that is such an awesome point. You have to hold yourself.
100%.
I think even if you aren't great, it's better for you to believe that you are, and until it happens, right?
Yeah.
We've spoken about this on a separate occasion on Sunday, and it's about being the professional, because it's easy to not think that SMP isn't a profession, but it is, and you know, and I try and say it like we're a surgeon. You wouldn't question your surgeon, and when he's doing cutting you open or something like that. So, and that's so crazy. You did a good job, but he's questioning. Yeah. But it's just about holding yourself like that and going, no, my work's good. Even though in your head, you're going, I could do better. I could do better. 100%. But when you're there, it's like, this is what I do. You know, and another example I use is let's say you're a professional fighter. You don't go in there going, oh, maybe I can do this. No, bro, because you're going to get punched in the head.
You remember Mike Tyson's eyes?
Oh,
it was like, they were saying like, I'm just going to rip your heart out and I will swallow it.
Yes. And that's before the fights even happened.
The enemies were like, yo, that was a mental warfare.
Yes.
And that's something I believe you got to do. Even if you have a lack of self-confidence, you can allow yourself to show that.
Yeah.
Even when the client is taking over and it's like, yo, you know what, I want to select this color. Well, man, that's not a menu.
Yeah.
You know what, if we both go to the restaurant, we don't go in the kitchen and say, hey, chef, you cook my steak this way. It would be like, hey, just sit on the table. I am the chef here.
You wouldn't be able to get into the kitchen, bro.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it. So you have to be like tough sometimes.
Yes.
Of course, you break the ice, you're nice, you make them feel comfortable. Yes. But when they're like too anxious, you step up from there. You're like, hey, you're in the safest hand of the planet here.
It affects them. Like the way you're feeling is a reflection. Because what I always notice, if he's nervous, I'll notice I start being nervous. So I try and correct me if you do this as well. But I sort of control my breathing, and then I got to get myself in this sort of flow state. You know, I put on like a little bit of music, and and it's like a fight. It's like I'm preparing for something, and I get in this mode, and then I notice the client changes.
That's it.
You know, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this. So this is what I do, and then I've got like some different portraits and stuff up in my studio. I always put the TV on, and I'm like, I get in my little groove, and when I'm in my groove, and then you notice the client starts to settle a little bit.
Even before you start, sometimes I'm like, he asked me, yo, we'll end up good, and I'm like fixing my things, and do you think I'm gonna be here singing and whistling like so quiet before I start your job? Like I'll be here stressing, right? So I'm super cool with that. But one of the best things I do to break this habit is like, even with the most skeptical client, that's something I don't advise to the beginners, but I always start on the hairline. And it takes me 30 minutes to do at least the left side. Yep. So I'm like, will you stand and can we get close to the mirror?
Yep.
I show the results and it's like switching. It's like, yo, that's like, and I'm like, yo, you go closer. You check the sizes of the dots. Yeah. And I'm like, this is 30% of the job. Yeah. Only on the left side of the hairline. So you know what? You're in the safest hand. Enjoy your journey and you leave the clinic as a friend and with a big smile.
Wow. So you're doing this almost 100% of the time with clients?
Yeah, every time. I never start from the back.
And you taught me this as well on the weekend, is that I've always, started at the back. I've always taken a lot of time to get to the hairline, but you said to me, yes, bro, it's like first session, get that hairline looking nice. And I'm like, oh my God, just sometimes I don't feel like I have to comment. You're like, bro, you can do it. And I'm like, bro, goosebumps. I'm like, I'm going to do it. And I think sometimes it does take someone to tell you, you can do it as well.
100%. We all need a push.
We do, right. And I guess that comes down to who you surround yourself with too, because you might have people who want to bring you down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's hard to find. And what I'll say about you, Tony, is that you have really done a fantastic job of surrounding yourself with good people.
Thank you.
And I guess you're lucky because it's your family too, right? But you know, you guys are all, you can see you're all so dialed in, and that's what I'd say to anybody listening is that you do have to be careful with who you spend your time with.
100%.
Because those voices of doubt are not yours. Because that you've heard that from somebody else. That's not your original thought. My original thought isn't that I can't do it. It's not, right? That's somebody else saying that. That's not actually me.
Yeah, that's people trying to put their hands in your brain, bro.
That's right, bro. That's right.
You know what? It's something like, if you got someone who's taking you as a prisoner, okay, as a slave, that's the slave concept. It's not the guy that is keeping you as a slave that is holding the game. It's the slave, because the moment you stand up, you're like, you know what? I'm not up for this anymore. I won't be your slave no more. Yeah. So the game is end.
Yeah.
So
but it's that simple, right?
It's simple.
That quick. It's that quick. And I think sometimes people are worried, you know, that they might lose a friend or something like that. But I
that wasn't a friend.
It's already lost anyway. And you know, if that person's a true, genuine friend, you parting ways and doing something better for yourself is not going to affect the friendship. Not at all. You know, they're going to be happy for you with no expectations of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, bro, 100%.
But yeah, let's get back to right. So you did one treatment, Norwood 7, then you're about to do your second one. You got 2 hours until it works.
Yeah, bro. It was a Norwood, I guess, 4 maximum.
Yeah.
And the skin was really good. I still remember the hairline and the dots. I was like, I left proud.
What was the process then, man? What was it like? How did you did you do like a wide spacing then down to the small spacing? Did you work for the hairline?
I just put my dots there. I was using such a different machine. It was so expensive. It was a dermograph. So the one you use even. So bro, each 12 dots I had to refill my gun, and but I felt confident, bro. After the first model, Massimo, as I told you, I was like, yo, I can do this. But when the office told me, no, don't worry, it's gonna continue with someone else, I felt so low. But you know what? I decided to keep working hard, and bro, even if there was yo, we need to clean the toilet, I was raising my hand. Yo, we need to stay longer. I was there. Me. And then to the point that after 2 months, my work was good. I had a lot of, there was a forum from the website. I had a lot of positive feedbacks. Nice. I was coming up as an Italian artist in there. That wasn't even the concept of artist practitioner.
So why do you think people, you're talking about a forum, that's people leaving you good reviews, is that right?
Yeah, 100%.
So do you put that down to just the work or just the overall?
The overall. Yeah. They were from the way I welcome them, from the chat we had, from the SMP they received. Yes. And bro, after 2 months, this company was about to open in Brazil. And they were like, who are we going to send them? And yo, that's Tony, always raise his hand. He's willing to work hard. Oh. And they sent me. And that's the moment when I met my Brazilian friend we were just talking about. It was
I didn't even know this
2015. Yo, wait, let me show you this.
So you went. You're in England, and you've done a couple of treatments, 2 months, and then they're going to open a studio in Brazil, and then you're going to be the person who opens that Brazilian studio. And did that happen?
Yep.
Wow, bro.
I'm showing you the article.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. So. And was there any other artists or just yourself?
Just myself with which is amazing, bro. With the girl Joanna, she was the one that's supposed to be there and work there. Bro, right now she has her own business in Brazil.
Wow.
Joanna Bellini. And bro, she's doing great, 20,000 follower, real ones, different clinics, is new head clinics in Brazil. When I saw her, I was like, yo, we've been together 2015. I was doing your training, but I'm not saying this to take any credit.
No.
And that was just, I've been there a week.
Yes.
So everything she developed, is from herself, because she worked hard. Now I watch it there. It's just amazing to see she's still standing and doing so good in Brazil.
But I'll tell you what's crazy is that you're sitting here so excited about another person's success.
Yeah.
I think that's a crazy, almost a foreign thing to think, is that a lot of people don't really sit there and go, wow, how great is it that this person is doing very well? And you do that a lot, and I think that's amazing, bro. What's this?
That's me in Brazil.
Oi!
You can open the page if you want.
Oh wow, you look so different, bro.
Thank you, bro. My hairline was more
Scout's
recent.
Italian man in Brazil. Look at that. Wow, that's crazy.
That was back in 2015.
And so how long were you there for, bro?
A week.
Dude, your treatment looks different too. You've brought the hairline down.
Yeah.
Wow. So you were there for how long?
A week.
That's it?
Yeah.
So you went down there for the week?
Yeah.
And then what happened after that, bro?
And then, like, we just launched the clinic.
Lost it?
We launched.
Oh, okay.
We launched the clinic. So it was for the training for Joanna.
Yep.
And for this branch, Brazilian branch.
Oh, so she took over it from there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She took
Awesome.
over. And I did the same in New York back in 2017, January.
Okay.
I don't know why I remember all the dates. I think this
bro, you're
steps
good
so
with the dates.
important. I don't remember what I ate yesterday, bro. What I ate yesterday. But these things, bro, because I still remember when I had zero in my pockets, bro, and I was just like sweeping the floor.
So are you making any money at this point? So
No, I didn't make any money until I was
What
like...
would you say, like just a rough estimate? So you went over there for a week. They flew you there?
Yeah, that's it. I didn't have no money. Bro, you know, when I switched from working in a club, I was making 3,000-4,000. From starting my apprenticeship there, I was getting like 1,400. Yeah. So less than a half. So I decided to invest in that little wages for a better future. In the first year, I have to be honest, from 1,200 to 1,300, I reached like 1,900. And the next year, 2,500. But I was making millions for them.
Yeah.
And my family, bro, it wasn't having a really good time back in Italy. So that was the moment where
So you're working for this company, you're making them all this money, you're getting paid
zero, like
pennies, bro.
Pennies, peanuts.
And your family's back at home. And after talking to you guys, for everybody watching at home, we talked about government assistance in Italy. And the government assistance is like $60, which is going to be like $100 Australian, right? So like $20 a week, and you're saying no pension.
Pension, bro, it's something that you gotta work 42 years before you got a pension. And the old ones, 2 generations ago, they're still having great pensions. Right now, you can see elderly people just stealing eggs at the supermarket. And that's like, you're losing your dignity because of government.
Yeah. Something else, bro, is that Alex was saying to me, I was talking to her about, money and SMP, and she's like, I give all my money back to my family.
Yeah. She was working 6 days a week for €21 a day.
Wow.
And
I'm just going to say this, like, if you are an SMP artist in Australia and you're watching this and you are complaining, re-listen to this over and over again, because that's crazy to me, bro. That is true struggle. I mean, what we experience here in Australia is not true struggle. We may have a quiet week of bookings. So what? If I go broke tomorrow, I can go and get government assistance.
Okay.
So
that easy?
Yeah, pretty easy. But I've had it before. I was on government assistance when I was about 20, 21, and I didn't work for 6 months. But I lived on what we call the dole. I went surfing every day.
Wow.
That's how rock bottom.
Wow.
I was living on the beach in a little apartment, which was reasonably cheap, and I got what's called job seeker.
Okay.
And bro, I actually don't get a lot of dole money, but it was the equivalent of like $400 a week nearly.
Whoa.
That's a lot of money, right? And if you're indigenous and or I think there's different other Centrelink payments that you can get. You get more than that.
Wow.
Crazy, hey.
No, in Italy you have to do fake fake papers to get like 800 a month, but like fake papers, and then if they catch you, you're like done. But
they people rot the system with the adult over here all the time, and it's literally nothing ever gets done about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's something that makes me super happy, because once you have your own business, okay, you're running your business, you can bless life to some people. Okay.
And so much more for yourself, bro. Like, you're literally, that's life changing.
When Alex was earning that little money, she was that was like the first week I got back from London 2017 to open my business. I went into this bar and I didn't know her. I just fell in love at first sight, bro. It took me a year to have a date, but I swear.
Quickly. So you met her?
Yeah, I went into the bar, bro. I was having like 7 espresso a day. I was taking all my friends like, yo, do you want a coffee? It was in my neighbor, so every excuse was good to be there. And once we got together, and I couldn't stand that's 500 a month. I couldn't stand her being like making coffee behind the counter, because it's a different concept, bro. Here you're behind the counter, you see them dancing, happy. There is like clean this, clean that, do this, do that, do this, do that. I was like, you gotta work with me.
Wait, so have you been on a date when you asked her?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been on a date?
I was on a date, so we started to date each other. But bro, after a few months, I was like, you gotta fire yourself. You gotta leave this job.
Yeah.
You gotta leave this job and start the training with me.
Yeah.
I want you to work with me. Wow. So no matter if you're a housewife like my mom, she started on 54 and now she's 55, or you have zero knowledge about SMP. If you have the right mentor, if you have the right teaching, if someone is moved by good feelings, bro, we can teach SMP to a stone.
Yeah. So true.
To a lizard.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy, man, because everybody in your family, your partner, your mom, Chris, bro, like amazing artists.
I'm so proud of them.
Right. Like, I can't. I would say, to be honest, man, watching Chris work is the most impressive SMP work I've ever seen in my whole life. I can't.
Getting goosebumps right now.
Bro,
he's like, 25.
He's so dialed in. I just remember myself when I'm 25 and I'm like, bro, like I can't imagine what he's going to be like in years to come.
I took him in London when he was 18, 19. So
yeah, so let's get back to that. So you did the Brazil, so you've been working in London. And how many years did you work in London?
I worked in London for 3 years.
3 years.
During these 3 years, I took we have another brother, which is Daniele, and he was living situational stuff back in Italy, so he moved to London with me.
Okay.
Doing different jobs. Then he ended up in the same club, because I told he was a family in the club, but you can make a lot of money. Okay. But it has to be a short amount of years, otherwise you just end up really bad. And bro, I was having this idea of having my own business. I didn't want to be there putting all my efforts for some peanuts.
Yeah.
I want to look after people I love. So I just got Chris with me. He was working in the same company. He did like 6-9 months.
So did you have to like speak to the owner or something like that?
Yeah.
And sort of get him... so what, was he work experience? Was he like...
No, bro. We had... I was like, guys, either I sit on the table with you or I'm leaving. So they were like, we can try a franchising. So Chris was there as apprenticeship, and I supposed to be in Italy with their brand. But bro, I was aware that...
Smart move by them.
I didn't sign any paper.
Good.
So I worked the first 6 months, like, as a franchising.
Wait.
Yeah,
so
in Italy. In Italy.
What was the brand again? If you don't mind.
Yeah, it was Culp with the K.
Oh, okay.
And
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I was one of the pretty most famous, together with His Hair and Vinci Clinic.
Okay.
They were huge. Like all the pictures you see from the oldest SMP, like Lloyd, Tony, they were like job we did. I did.
Oh,
So they still like belong to them, of course, but I'm still friends with my clients.
I think that's crazy, and I actually I'll say this, I don't know them, they're probably nice people, but I disagree with the fact when you become a franchise or something like that, is that you own all the photos and stuff like that. What I would think is that I would say, hey, look, you know, you might be working for East Coast, you know, you're doing the treatments here, but those photos I can post, but you can also post them, because at the end of the day, that's their artwork. And what I would say is that if you ever want to go out onto your own,
this is now, bro. This is now. Before it was impossible.
Yeah.
Bloody impossible. Trust me. That's why my first post goes back in 2017.
Yeah.
I'm so mad. I could be like around since 2014.
Yeah.
And bro, they wanted to put a leash on me like a dog, but I wasn't born no dog, bro.
No.
And after 6 months, I was like, you know what? I'm just out of it. I started from the scratches. I didn't use any single picture.
Yeah.
Even if you see the date of registering my website is on the 28th June 2017.
Wow.
I left them on May. So I wasn't planning while I was with them.
No.
But then I just fed up. I was like, you're putting pressure on my brother. You're putting pressure on me.
Yeah.
You want me to send you all the details. You want to like control me so much that, you know what, I'm out of it. So I didn't sign any paper because that was the prototype of the franchising. So they didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm out. Bro, the feedback was really horrible. They were like, okay, you won't last more than 5 minutes. Enjoy cleaning toilets with your family. And let me be proud for a second. Like, I am not cleaning no toilets right now.
Nah, brother.
Not even my family.
Nah.
And I'm like, that's the best decision ever. So that's what a message I want to give to everyone. Never be afraid of chasing your dreams, doing your things. Don't be controlled or owned by anyone. A brand is important, but an artist is more important than a brand.
100%.
When you want to have a good tattoo, you don't go to a brand.
Yeah.
You don't go to Coca-Cola for something. You go to like Brian for a tattoo. I don't know.
Exactly. And this is I think a huge learning curve for anybody who wants to be a franchisee or something like that, is that you can't limit somebody's growth. If you want to keep them, you have to let them grow. And if they want to go, you have to let them go. Because you're better off keeping a friendship than creating an enemy. And it's not that you're an enemy or anything like that, but it's just, I think it's arrogant. And also as well, you know, a huge part of this is that look at what you're doing now. And they've removed the ability for some sort of collaboration, anything, bro, because they literally shot themselves in the foot.
When I left, everyone left. Because all the team was trained by me at this point, at this stage. And bro, they just
so sad, man. I just think
they have a clinic in LA. I didn't even know. I opened the page, it was like 400 followers. Not the followers are important, but the way the pictures were displayed. Pictures are still blurry in there. I don't see no evolution, and you gotta evolve in terms of everything, from a microphone, a great microphone for a podcast, to everything.
100%. But I think without knowing them, is that sounds to me like that they're blaming everybody else and not taking any accountability.
That's it.
Yeah, because now they're going to try again, and what will probably happen without knowing you guys, and there's no problem.
No, I wish them good. I hope they're good, but I don't wish no harm to no one. 100%. That's just what happened to me.
That's right. But I think what's probably going to happen is the same thing is going to repeat itself. Because it can be hard to look in the mirror and go, I'm the problem. I need to fix this.
I do that every day, bro.
Every day, but how hard is it to do? Like it's hard to critique yourself, because everybody spends all their time critiquing others.
I spend all the time critiquing myself, bro. And I think like most of the, I go around the clinic and I'm like, yo, for my birthday, can I get like 4 free visits to the psychologist? Like, I wish that would be like a free service in Naples, because in Italy, you have the concept that if you go to the doc to the psychologist you have a problem.
Right.
I believe no, bro. I believe everyone
here,
should have it, like weekly. That's a friendly voice that doesn't judge you and helps you to be like, yo, your life is okay. You should approach it in the lightest way.
Bro, that's amazing that you talk about that, and I'd love to expand on this right now. Is so what you're talking about saying is that you go and see a psychologist over in Italy?
Yes, I'm planning to. I've been just once when I told you when I lost my brother that I was back a month in the hospital. So they gave me like psychologists and everything. But I would like to make a little awareness about mental issues too. Like if you feel like every of your friend is silent, is sad, like most of the time, just like don't leave him alone. Just ask them how are you and listen to the answer. Like go dig in it.
Bro, the most important thing that you said there is that you listen to the answer. And I've actually done a whole podcast on mental health, and I think I love that people ask, are you okay? But I think the biggest thing, that the most important part is that you actually listen to what he has to say. Because a lot of the time people will want to seem like that they're nice, happy people, but they don't actually fucking listen to their friends.
And even if you have an answer, you're like, yeah, no, I'm good. I feel that you're not.
Yeah.
Can I ask you again? How are you?
Yeah.
You can be honest with me.
Yeah.
We have time.
Yes.
Like, bro, sometimes my brain is melted.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like depressed. I'm so hype. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
But bro, it hits you. Sometimes it hits you so hard that you don't even want to leave the bed again. And that's the moment where I shout at myself. I'm like, you are about to leave this bed now.
Yeah, yeah.
When I'm afraid, when I have fear, bro, we're human, we all have fear. And I say during the class, fear is a dog that barks at you. I want to be a lion that barks back.
Yeah.
And be like, before every class, do you know Notorious McGregor?
Yeah,
you know the way he walks?
Yeah.
Before I start every class, I'm myself in a room and I walk like this in a circle.
Yeah.
It gives me power and I'm like, you're the best, you're the best, you do this, you're the best, you're the best, talking to myself. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm the best around the world. It's a speech I do to myself.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to the industry, I let other people say if I'm the best or 100%. Not, if I'm good or not. Yes. I don't just high five myself. I don't like that.
No, of course not.
But I do it. I jump. I got adrenaline, you know. And you can see in the video from Lithuania that was just me jumping like crazy before starting. And there were like 100 and more people just watching at my job. I was the only one doing SMP. It was just PMU.
Yeah. Bro, I remember watching that. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, awesome, bro. But you know, what's crazy about that too is that there's actually research to back that up. When Conor McGregor does that walk, do you know Jordan Peterson?
I saw, I don't know Jordan Peterson, but I saw a documentary. It was like Conor McGregor mental warfare.
Yeah. So Jordan Peterson's a psychologist, and one of his laws and rules in one of his books is that you have to stand up with your shoulders back, and he goes into it. And when Conor McGregor does that walk, people think that he's showboating, but he's not, bro. He's putting himself in a mental frame of mind to have a fight.
Yes.
And mate, I try doing it every single day. I try to hold my shoulders up, and it's a pride thing too. Is, you know, you want to be proud that you were you.
Yeah.
But also, man, like, so I've seen a psychologist now for many years, and I'll continue to forever. I don't feel like I need it anymore, but the stigma around seeing a psychologist is that you have a problem. But the thing is that everybody on some level suffers with depression or anxiety. Everybody, every single human being, even if they believe that they don't, it's some 100%. Some superficial level. And when you see a psychologist, it is literally, you talk, they listen. That is the basics. You talk, they listen. And it's I think it's fantastic for the sense that you get to hear your own thoughts out loud in a safe space.
No censor, no cut.
No censor, and you can just, I think it's fantastic, man. And I always talk about this, and I just think the stigma around it needs to change. Whether it does or it doesn't, I'm going to continually push that forward. That's so awesome that you bring that up, man. I'm so, as you can tell, so passionate about that, bro. So passionate about that. Yeah, so right. Let's go back to your story because your story is awesome, bro. It's so many points here. So you've gone to Italy. You're doing the franchise for them, and it's 6 months in. It's not really working. You're going. You know what? I'm going to do my own thing.
I spent that summer sitting with my marketing director, which is like also one of my best friend, Daniele. I love him so much.
Yeah.
And we've been sitting in front of a screen for 3 months. We started on the end of June and we launched the clinic on 17th of September. We're supposed to do on the 1st of September, but I had my best friend coming from London and I was like, keep delaying it. I wanted to spend time with him, which is crazy. Yeah. It's full. But we did our website, the first one, which is crazy. Then we upgraded it, but I'm just making a brand new website now, 5 years later. Wow. If I see my website now, bro, my stomach just get like, oh my days, there's still that picture there. And I'm so happy and relieved because it looked like a medical environment, you know. Yes. And I had to fight with Daniele over this idea because it was like more medical. I was like more arty.
Yes, bro. Yes.
And I left my Instagram profile, professional Instagram profile, in his hands because I was like, we get money from that.
Yeah.
But let me play the way I want with mine.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because after years, if you see my company profile now, it's like my personal Instagram. So it was, because only a fool never changes his mind, right?
Yeah.
So he approached, he was like, you know what, you are right.
Yes.
You've been a visionary. And when you're a visionary, no one tells you you're right at the beginning.
That's right.
You have to say you are right and see it and then 100%. Wait for them to be like,
yes.
You were right. Yeah. Well, I told you.
Yeah, it's proving with actions, right?
So right now I'm putting the colors I want. There's black in there, violet, all there's a picture of me with sunglasses drawing a hairline. Do I wear sunglasses when I draw a hairline? No. But me, I love it. Yeah. And if you're someone that wants a doctor to do your SMP, well, you enjoy somewhere else.
What I think about that is that makes the client more nervous if you're going into an environment that looks like a clinical procedure.
Yeah.
I think because like you think when are you in a clinical procedure like that, you're getting your prostate checked.
Bro, you can sit there. I'm just wearing my gloves. I'll be with you in a minute. No.
That's what I think about these like doctors' outfits at some SMP artists and stuff. Where I'm like, at the end of the day, bro, we're not that. It's not a surgical procedure. It's I like what tattooists do.
Yeah.
I think that I would love to a mix between a barbershop and a tattoo shop, and then put our own spin to it. And I love how you do that, bro. And I love your style. And
thank you.
And I think over time, me myself, I think I think that comes with time. You know, what you want to wear, what you want to, and and you match them with your clientele. But what I've noticed is that my particular marketing gets a certain type of clientele, and they feel comfortable with what I do.
Yeah.
And man, I love that. I love the artist vibe. I love your studio. I've Google Mapped it.
You're always welcome to join me, bro.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to come over there, bro. One day we just gotta get rid of this bloody COVID thing. But I can't wait. But that's awesome, bro. Yeah, the artist. So right. So you took you a few months to do the website. You've got the website there. Do you have a studio at this point?
Yeah. And you know what?
Is it the same studio?
Yeah. And it was a small
bro. Wait. So the studio you're in right now?
Because I was paying for it, bro. The studio was in my name. I was paying the bills. I was paying everything.
Oh, so that was a franchise one?
They just wanted me to work under their flag. And again, with the leash. So I was like, I'm doing everything here. I'm paying for the marketing. I'm paying for the things. You want to do the AdWords by your English speaking, and here we are in Italy.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like they need to give you a reason. Like what logical thinking person is going to go, you know what, I'm going to just make this money for these people?
Because the idea was like, it makes you feel safe that you got someone that already did it. And someone that already did it, that you got your shoulders covered.
No, but they've got to keep on. They've got to feed that. I think they've got to give you, to be like, look, this is what we can do for you. This is how I can help. But at that point, if you've got the studio, you've paying the bills, what are they actually doing at that stage?
Bro, I will answer you just telling you that between the end of September, that after September that I opened, the first month, I made more money than the previous 6 months. I swear to the universe.
Wait, so you dropped on the first month? And where's your clients coming from at this point?
Everywhere, bro.
Really?
Everywhere, all Italy. Biggest prize. And that was the moment when Daniela switched in the game.
Yeah. Right.
Came into my team, because when I left.
Wait, so is it Daniela?
Daniele.
So is he marketing before this, or
he was in the marketing?
Okay.
His father was a marketer, and my father and his father were friends since kids, so I knew him since forever. We ended up going for a drink at night, and I was like, yo, bro, do you do this, right? Can I ask you for feedback? And I told him my position.
Yeah.
And he answered me what the words they were. Well, I wanted to listen.
Yeah.
So he gave me a push to unleash myself, and I was like, can you help me? He didn't ask for a penny until December. No way. For 6 months. Even if I wanted to pay, it was like, let me just help you.
So do you understand what he did? So he made a website?
I was there for every step.
Yeah, so I'm just going to say this quickly as well. So this is, I think, is a very important point, is that even if you get a marketing person to do your marketing, you have to be heavily involved. When I went out for coffee with Tony, he's so heavily involved. Even now, so heavily involved. Is it just because you pay somebody? Yeah.
Oh, he's texting me right now, actually.
Really? But this is crazy, right? This is what I'll say, Tony, is that just because you pay someone to do your marketing, this is still your business. You have to be involved. You have to know what's happening, because 100%. When it doesn't work, you need to know why it's not working.
100%.
When it does work, you need to know why it's working. You might not be able to physically do it, but you have to understand, I think.
It has to be someone that you can text at night.
Yes. This is something that me and Tony have spoken about 3 or 4 times on this weekend, is that you have to get people that you trust. And my marketing guy is my best mate. And,
Same.
I trust him with anything in the world. I trust him. And this is what you said about your marketing guy.
Yep.
You guys are tight.
Yep.
And I think if you guys are watching, if you're looking for a marketing person, judge the person's character.
Yeah.
That's a big part. Big company. Who gives a fuck? Me and Levi, he's looked at all the big marketing companies. They don't do anything different. They just got a fancy label. But I would much rather have somebody that I can trust.
100%.
Because when it goes up and down, I don't have to sit there and question, is this person taking me for a ride?
Yeah.
I just know that the market's a bit quiet at the moment, and it's going to pick back up. And if he tells me that, I trust that. Because I've been stitched up with marketing so many times. Spent so much money, lost it.
I know.
But it's getting a solid team and someone that you really trust.
You know what's a sign that shows that the person is the right one on your side, by your side? Let's say on a skinny period, no bookings, he is the first one worrying, because he knows the leads that they're starting from him, his brain, his ideas, his tests. So if you feel like him being relaxed, not even worried, that's a bad sign.
Because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
100%.
And I've had that instance, and my Levi, so his business is called New Way, and he's like stressed. I'm like, bro, it's okay. He's like, brother, he's like, oh, he wants me to have work. He wants, and I'm exactly, but see, I'm the same with his business too. I'm like, if his business isn't doing well, I'm like, bro, how can I help? You know what I mean? Like, because he's got a good product. But yeah, man, you're so right. So what Tony said there is that when there's a quiet time, if you're not hearing from your marketing person, if they don't seem worried, they don't actually care about your results. And I think that's so important, because I went with a marketing company. We didn't get a lead for a month, and I'm texting him, and I'm not hearing from him. And then the invoice came through, but I just didn't pay it. I just moved on, because he's like, hey bro, you didn't pay the last invoice. I'm like, nice to hear from you, bro. You didn't
do your work. Like,
I'm like, bro, nice to hear from you. Like, bro, you didn't return my phone calls or my text messages, but then you text me for the invoice. I'm like, mate, I wasn't rude.
It's a clear sign.
Clear sign. I was just like, yeah, mate, look, I'm looking at.
I'll smell you later.
But, bro, I said I'm looking for something else. Didn't even follow me up with a text. Go on. Anyway, so off the bat, bro, you're booked.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. How does that feel? Like
so damn good.
Yeah, bro. I love that. That took me about a year and about a year before I got that feeling. But it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
You sit there and you just made money off of something that you enjoy, and you can pay yourself.
Yeah, you know what? The best thing, and I saw this on a Snoop Dogg speech.
Yeah.
It was like, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank my team. I want to thank my manager. I want to thank. But first thing first, I want to thank me for being me, for believing in me, for working hard for me.
Yes. So true. What I will say is, it's just quite funny. I feel like you're like the Snoop Dogg of SMP. Right. Yeah. So I smoke a little bit of marijuana myself.
I smoke a lot.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to miss that opportunity. I feel like, and it was a very iconic moment. Sharing a doobie with you.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's cool. And it's like Joe Rogan. Have you heard of Joe Rogan before?
No.
Oh, anyway, so he's a very famous comedian and podcaster, and they call him the Snoop Dogg of comedy.
Okay.
It's so funny because Snoop Dogg's such an iconic person, right?
Yeah.
And man, like you even the way you hold yourself and you portray yourself you have a Snoop Dogg like presence. It's sort of like it's a happy, it's a fun, positive vibe. And that's another question that I did have for you as well, is that where do you think that comes from? Because not everyone's like that, but I'm sure everyone would like to be more like that. You know, you're I'm going to try put it as a question is where do you think your positive mindset, where do you think your was this something that, you know, when you were growing up with your mum maybe, or do you think you inherently just like this, or you had to work at it?
I believe there's few factors there. Like, I'm truly empathic. This is like heavy to
It's hard.
It's
right?
hard.
So would you call yourself an empath? Would you say?
Yeah.
That? Yes.
Yeah. I'm working on like trying to let loose things that brings me down. That's why I got my tattoo. I don't care. You know, like I don't have to give like the same importance to everything and everyone. Especially if I'm trying to save someone, help someone, but that someone doesn't want to help himself. Herself. Why should I feel down?
Yes.
And the other reason is, what's the alternative? The alternative is so negative. It's so the opposite. So if you don't really have a reason to be smiley or sad, why don't you choose a smile?
Yeah.
That's so easy for people around you and for yourself too, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
So I don't want to focus on the bad side of the things. I want to always think about the good turns out.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm a dreamer. That's what a psychologist told me.
You are, and yeah. Would you say you've always thought this way? This has always been your train of thought?
I was like more cheeky when I was a teenager, but I've been. Do you remember I told you about my best friend, the one I lost?
Yeah.
He teach me the love for your family, for your mom, because he used to love his mom so much. Yeah. And it was so nice to the point that I didn't know a guy or a girl that was talking shit about him.
Wow.
That was my biggest inspiration, bro.
That's tough to do.
I miss him every day, bro. And he made me a man. And we were kids. He left, he was 21, I was 22, but he is still here, and here. And I truly believe I want to be a good man towards people. I don't care if, you know, at the end of the day, it's about how I am. I don't want to feel sad over someone that acts like a dick. I'm proud of myself. I go hard sometimes. It's okay. But as long as I move with integrity and humbleness and keeping my standards high, bro, I feel like no words can harm me. No bullet can harm me. Not even a bazooka can harm me.
The bazooka.
Yeah.
I love that. Bro. So if you were to say to someone at home, you like, someone watching this and they don't think that way. Because I've gone through periods in my life where I've sort of, it seems like everything's negative and everything's bad. Do you have something that you practice, or a piece of advice that you would give to them on a way to start to thinking like that?
Hell yeah! Don't let other people develop your bad habits, your bad character, your bad personality. Don't become bad because of someone being bad.
Yeah, that's tough.
Because I became nice because of someone was nice. So I truly hope this would be like, as a good example. Sometimes some of the best messages I receive is like, you've been a role model for me. I'm like, I do dots.
You are, man, definitely.
Thank you. That fills my happiness, my days. I feel like so pushed to do more and more and more.
Yeah, so what you're saying is that other people might act a certain way, but you can't take that on board.
No.
You can't. Yeah, it's tough. And you know, and people, and we were talking about this morning, is that people, like, Tony has this positive mindset, and he's a very kind guy, but there is also a level of mental toughness to not let someone break down and get in. You also have to be tough with that.
I know. I'm working on that.
I think you know, toughness is a lot of the time stigmatized as, you know, a muscle or a fighting or an aggression. But I think that toughness is, but I think I would say your mental toughness is massive, because, you know, we've had different artists and different people, even in my life, and they've tried to bring me down. It's harder to not react and then continue on a more positive mindset. It's easier to let that hate in and hate back.
Bro, it happened to me on a weekly basis. And I know Fight Fire with Fire. It's a good song from Metallica, but I don't really agree with it.
I don't agree with it either.
I just move on. I take it, I absorb it for a day. I might be hurt for a day.
Yes.
But bro,
and that's actually a really good point for anyone watching, is that you can't get rid of that feeling. You're going to feel it. You
digest it, and then you work out what to do with that feeling. Because, bro, I had people saying about me the worst shit, like, he's an alcoholic, anger management.
Bro, in comparison to Australians, you don't drink very much.
No, bro, but you've been, people saying, like, I'm a violent person, anger management issues. Bro, I'm so happy you got to meet me in person. And you know what, my reaction was like, who? Like, I'm not gonna make you famous.
Well, I think you're serious about what you do, but I mean, like, just like we talk about Conor McGregor, he's not walking into that ring going, like, curling up into a ball and smiling. He's holding himself like he's gonna do it. Like, you're gonna do the best SMP today, and you can call out what it want, but you're driven. And I don't look at that and go, oh, he's angry. I'm like, I want to be like this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And bro. I think that's awesome. So let's go. So your first month went really well, and then is Chris working with you at this point?
For 6 months, he was just watching.
Oh, okay.
He stopped from London. Did it in London, and then he stopped because, bro, I wanted to set the first standards in Italy.
Yeah, I love how much of a perfectionist you are, bro. It's crazy. I want to be. If I took any lesson away from yourself, it is that I need to lean more into that. More. It's hard because it's like you gotta be nice to yourself, but you have to be your biggest critic.
Yeah.
You have to. And I watch you criticize yourself, bro, and I'm like, geez, if this dude watched me do SMP, oh my god, I'll die, brother. So Chris is watching.
Yeah.
Right. And what are you doing at this point? Are you trying to develop a new style, or are you just trying to set that standard?
I was doing the consultation.
Okay.
Because I had been training my brother, Daniele. I was doing the treatment. I was answering the calls. And little by little, they stepped in
Yes.
and took on the roles.
Okay.
So I couldn't wait for the moment that Chris was jumping in, because I was like melting, bro, working.
Yeah.
And that was just amazing. When I was in a room, he was in another room.
How many hours are you doing at this point as well when you're starting out? Like, we're talking like literally every hour of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you call,
Yeah.
work,
Yeah.
order the supplies.
Yeah. I was doing my own contents. I was doing my own everything, videos, and
Photos,
that's why the quality was really bad.
Yeah,
because I'm no graphic designer.
Welcome to my life, bro.
Wow.
My life, bro. That's me. Yeah. But this is a good lesson. So I'm gonna let you keep going, but I'm gonna pull the lesson out for everybody. Is that I think you have to do all the roles in your business.
At the beginning, yes,
before you get
100%.
anyone to.
And whenever you want to grow, you need to be ready to employ people, earn less.
Yes. But I think that before you give the job to somebody, you need to be able to do the job first.
To master it.
Yes. And this is what. So I did all my sales and my calls. So I know exactly how the person's going to do my sales and calls. I did my marketing, so I know exactly how good my marketing guy is.
So people cannot fool you.
Yes, 100%. So you did the marketing. So you did the calls, everything, right?
Everything there, bro.
Wow, that's crazy. I'll try and wrap this up a little so we can go to breakfast.
Yeah, because they're texting me like wildly. Breaky. Sorry about that.
We'll quickly finish this up. So you had Chris, and so then basically after that point you're just. How many years until now would that have been?
5 years ago. Actually, in this September. Wow, we're in November.
Yeah.
It's just because here it's summer, so.
Yeah.
Last September was 5 years. I celebrated 5 years.
Wow. Yeah, so within that 5 years, you've employed Chris.
Yeah.
Your partner, your mom.
My brother.
Your brother.
His best friend now. He just got hired as assistant in the office. Then I have Daniele, my best friend, one of my best friends, that's the marketing director. He introduced me to Tony, which is looking after SEO and copywriting. Yeah. Tony brought bloggers, so I have a blogger too. Even the cleaner is my auntie.
Wow. That how's that feel?
Yeah, bro.
Feels good?
Yeah,
okay,
it feels so
awesome.
good.
So you got like 8 people?
11.
Wow. That's awesome, bro. Yeah, man, we'll wrap it up so we can go to breakfast. But, dude, inspiring. And I think, my takeaway from talking to you today and the weekend is that it's all hard work and you definitely, none of this just happened. What would you say to, probably the people that have listened to this would be, fresh starters in Australia, plus, a few artists. What would you say to us down here who admire you, because we all do. What would you say to someone who's starting out, or someone even at my point? What would there be some sort of a message that you would say that you'd like to leave?
Yeah. Never let someone tell you that you're not good enough for something. Choose the right people to stick with, because otherwise it can be poisonous.
Yeah,
it can be long. So make sure the people you stick with, they're professional and passionate about it. And they have good heart, bro. I always say you gotta have a heart and brain. Yeah. So don't put yourself in a situation where you're gonna get poisoned and you're gonna turn into a bad human being as well. Yeah. Don't give up. It's hard. It's really hard at the beginning. As I said, you do work hard. Keep yourself, just visualize it. Because everything is happening right now in my life. It was already in the back of my mind 12 months ago.
Yeah.
And right now, I already know what's going to be in the next year. I already see it. Yes. And bro, I don't let anyone stop me from achieving that.
Yeah.
No one. Sometimes I joke with my mom. I'm like, Mom, I'm so focused on this project that even if you try to stop me, I will be like, just move out of my way.
Yes, that's perfect.
And I love her endlessly.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, so what you're saying is, don't listen to the outside noise. Plan in advance, envision it, and it's going to happen.
Stick with good people.
You can.
Yeah, and never ever give up.
I love that, bro.
Never.
Awesome. Man, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
My brother.
Thank you.
As you can tell, we could probably talk for another hour, but we got to go to breakfast. We're sitting in a motel in Byron.
And that's actually, by the fucking way, that's my second podcast, and I'm like so proud. I just want to give a little credit and thanks to David Santiago as well, because he was the first one asking me to have a podcast, and I was like, hey, yeah, bro, thank you so much for your attention. And that's one of the moments when I met David, that he is one of the most real people, super hard worker, and he is my brother for life. Like, I love him like till the moon and back. He's one. If you're in the States, try to reach out to David Santiago, Scalp Solution New York. He's an amazing fucking human being, just like you, bro. I'm so happy I'm surrounded by good souls. Shout out. I still watch out for the snakes because they're in life. But my circle, I love it.
Yeah, we also have real snakes here as well.
900 species.
We're gonna look at both. But yeah, bro, thank you so much. We're gonna call it there, and we're gonna go have some breakfast, my brother. Thank you,
bro.
And yeah, till next time.
Have a great life, guys.
See you guys. Bye. Oh.
That was great, bro.
That was awesome, brother. That was so much fun.
If you recorded the video, can you make my ass look bigger in the video?
Of course.